Garcia was indicted on this case. He was, I believe, previously released to engage in the STEPS SMART process. So because he has now been indicted, we would ask that he be set in the arraignment be set.
All right, I'll go ahead and set an arraignment for September 3rd at 1:30 p.m. Cornelia Honchar is his appointed counsel. I will release him to the supervision of pretrial services. And Mr. Garcia, if you get out of custody, you must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. Thank you.
And Judge,
Yes.
I do need to apologize. Since he is not SMART court eligible, and that was my error, I would ask for a $100 bond, especially since it's not a public defender matter. Ms. Honchar is quite able and capable of getting him released as appropriate, but if he can't get out on the other case and he's not SMART court, it would make sense for him to get time credit.
All right.
I apologize.
Court will change its ruling and set a $100 cash bond. Arraignment still set for September 3rd at 1:30. Thank you.
And Ms. Honchar will explain to you what I just did, but that's so you're getting time credit. Because you have 2 felony matters pending ready. So she'll be in touch with you before the 3rd. Yeah. So don't post this because you can't get out on the other case. So it would be a waste of your money.
What other case?
Well,
You're in custody on another case.
Yeah, they released it
When did they release you?
on probation. Yeah, Friday.
Then you can post that $100 and get out, but you need to get the time credit on this because I don't know if you have a plea. I don't know if you're going to trial. There's a variety of things.
I just got stands on Friday.
You're sentenced for
Yeah.
60 days.
Talk to, so
October.
you're here till October anyway. Talk to Ms. Honchar. She'll help you out with all of that.
What is your full name, please?
Anna Renee Gilbert.
You are charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault and 1 count of simple assault. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. You have a right to remain silent. I'm willing to let you be released, but you're not allowed to have any contact with Zakira Kruger. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Green Valley Justice Court, September 25th, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you appear in court. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You
Yes,
are
ma'am.
excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll ask to see all know.
This one. Thanks. This one. Cassie.
The judges.
What is your full name, sir?
Zachariah like Martino.
You're charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. If I release you, sir, you're not allowed to have any contact with Crystal. Do you understand?
Understood.
Don't call her, don't text her, don't see her, don't go to her residence or work location, stay away from her. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Justice Court, September 25th, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
This way. This way. Next.
The judges right there.
What is your full name, please?
Marcus Pinata Nicholas,
How do you spell your middle name?
Kenyata.
All right, looks like you had a warrant for your arrest out of Eloy for a driving on suspended license case. I'm going to quash the warrant. Sir, you have to appear in Eloy to resolve this case. I'm going to release you, give you a chance to appear in Eloy on your own on September 10th at 9 a.m. Make sure you're present. If not, a warrant will issue, and do not drive without a valid license. You also had 2 warrants for your arrest out of city court. One case was a failure to stop at an accident scene that's been pending since January 5th of 2020, and a failure to provide your information regarding like license and such. The incident date was August 21st of 2020. Mr. Nicholas, as you can see, this case will never go away until you resolve it. It looks like you've had warrants and you keep getting released and you don't show up. You've got to appear, sir. This case will never go away until you appear to resolve your case. I'll release you September 25th at 9 a.m. is your next court date in city court. If you don't appear, another warrant's going to issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your full name, please?
Danny Maria Aleman,
How do you spell Marie?
Marie.
All right, you're charged with 1 count of domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty. If I release you, you're not allowed to have any contact with Chance Green. Do you understand?
I have a question in regards to that.
Yes.
He's currently residing in my home, well, claiming to reside in my home that I'm leasing. He's not on the lease and he's not supposed to be there, which ultimately caused this altercation. How am I supposed to enter my property back again with him staying there and the cops allowing it?
I don't know. I can't give you any legal advice. I just know that you can't have contact with him. And do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. I will release you October 8th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. is your next court date in city court. You must appear. If not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Thanks.
What is your full name, please?
Penelope Allison Holbrook.
You are charged with
And-
1 count of domestic violence interfering with judicial proceeding charge. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. You have an attorney present, Michael Wilson?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
All right. So I was planning to release her. Anything you want to add to the record, Mr. Wilson?
No, Your Honor, I would just ask that if you were going to enter a no contact, that Ms.
I am.
Holbrook and the victim have a pending divorce case. So I would just ask that you include pending any family law orders that allow them contact based on the custodies of their child. And I believe,
All right.
and Ms. Holbrook also has a current order of protection against the victim in this matter.
All right. So Ms. Holbrook, I'm going to release you, but you can't have contact with Andrew Mork, nor can you go to where he lives and works unless it's allowed by family law court judge.
Okay, thank you.
Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in city court, October 8th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. If you appear, make sure you appear. If not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's a- thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May be excused.
Yes, thank
Thanks.
you. What is your full name, please?
Mel Olmedo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Judge. We have somebody else in front.
So you're on the list, so just hold on.
I could have seen him. It's not a problem.
yeah, right there.
And the judge is right here.
What is your full name, sir?
Anthony Lopez.
Mr. Lopez, you picked up several new charges. One case is from today's date for shoplifting, criminal trespass, indecent exposure. You have a criminal trespass, shoplifting from August 2nd of 2024, a drug paraphernalia from August 4th, 2024. And then you already had pending cases of disorderly conduct from July 8th of 2024, disorderly conduct from August 13th, 2024, disorderly conduct, shoplifting, criminal trespass on August 18th of 2024, shoplifting, criminal trespass from August 24th, 2024, criminal trespass from August 18, 2024. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Set your bond at $1,000. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your next hearing dates in city court, September 3rd, 2024 at 1:45 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. You're excused.
So I'm staying or I go?
$1,000 bond, sir. Thank you. What is your full name?
Ismael Olmedo.
You're charged with theft and domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Mr. Almedo, I'm willing to let you be released, but you're not allowed to have any contact with Victoria. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, don't text her, don't social media her, don't see her, don't go to where she lives. Stay away from her. Do not commit to any further acts of domestic violence. I will release you. Your next court date's in Tucson City Court, October 8th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's what I would say. Yes. Good. See you next time. That's it. Can you judge us right there?
What is your full name, sir?
Hi, I'm Austin Christopher Guthrie.
You're charged with 2 counts of burglary in 3rd degree. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office, and then I'll hear from your defense attorney, the county attorney.
Your Honor, given Mr. Guthrie's felony history, we are recommending a bond in the amount of $2,500, Your Honor. I could go into further detail on the allegations, but that would be our recommendation.
Ms. Lyon?
Your Honor, we appreciate the state's request. However, we would ask you to please consider that he only has 2 prior matters, and they are completed as of September of 2020. And so because of that and his ties to the community, we would ask that he be released to pretrial services without having to post any additional financial element.
Mr. Guthrie, your bond is set at $2,500. No contact with the victims involved in this case. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 5th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
And Your Honor, Mr. Guthrie did ask if he could speak.
Oh, yes, go ahead, sir.
So a month ago, I had started college. I'm starting to go to Grand Canyon University. And so ever since then, I've been on medication for the past 1.5 years. I got clean off of opiates 1.5 years ago. And so when I got back to Tucson, I was out of my medication for 3 days. So I was acting sporadic. I don't have,
Do you have your medication now?
I got my medication now. Well, I was going and getting it, but my mom ended up getting it for me since I couldn't get it. And that was the only problem that I've had in the past years because I just didn't have my medication.
All right, thank you. You can talk to your attorney about it. I'm not changing the bond amount. Thank you.
And is that public defender appointed, Judge?
Yes.
We can contact the lawyers.
Okay.
to the front. So. This will be okay. Absolutely. Right.
Have a seat.
What is your full name, please?
Yvonne Shirley.
You are charged with 1 count of theft of means of transportation, burglary in 3rd degree, unlawful flight from law enforcement, and criminal damage. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Kaler.
Your Honor, Ms. McGee is rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCA scale and a 5 out of 6 on the FTA scale. She does have 5 prior felony convictions. This case does involve the allegation of a flight, which is a concern. So for those reasons, Your Honor, we're asking for a $7,500 bond.
Ms. Lyon.
And Your Honor, we're asking that you please consider a lower financial amount plus pretrial services.
Ms. McGee, your bond set at $5,000. No contact with the victims. Don't go to where they live or work. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. If you're able to post that bond, you'll be released to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitored treatment they recommend. Your preliminary hearing is September 5th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. You also had a city court case, a warrant for a criminal trespass in the 3rd degree from August 2nd of 2024. I'll quash a warrant, release you on that matter. Your next court date's in city court, September 25th at 9 a.m. I'll appoint the city public defender's office to help you resolve that case. You are excused. Thank you.
Here's your paperwork.
Filter, have a seat with the females.
What is your full name, please?
Sherry Ann Thomas.
Thomas, you have 2 separate charges of burglary in the 2nd degree. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Kaler.
Your Honor, I did make a separate recommendation for each of these 2 cases. If the bond is being set separately, I would be recommending a $1,500 bond in each case. Both of these cases are residential burglaries, and Ms. Thomas is in the maximum risk category. She's a 6 out of 6 of those scales. So for those reasons, Your Honor, I believe a bond is appropriate.
Ms. Lyon.
Your Honor, I would just ask you to note that although apparently there is a misdemeanor history, she does not have a felony history. And it does indicate that she has experienced disability. And for those reasons, we would ask that you consider substantially lower bond amount or release to pretrial.
Ms. Thomas, your bond set at $3,000. No contact with alleged victims. Don't go back to the location, incident location. Legal Defender's Office is appointed as counsel. Preliminary hearing is set September 5th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. You also had several cases in city court. Petitions to revoke your probation on 2 separate cases. One was a theft case, one was a shoplifting case. The petition to revoke was filed around August 14th of 2024, and it states that you were placed on unsupervised probation beginning July 30th in these 2 separate cases. You violated probation by failing to attend your court hearings. So I'm going to enter a denial of the allegations, and then you had 3 other cases. Oh, actually, it's the same 3. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 so you can be seen by a judge soon, and appoint you the city public defender's office. And your next court date in city court for all your cases is September 5th at 1:45 p.m. Thank you. You're excused.
And Judge, I know that the PH doesn't always go forward. It is the 15 minutes difference on those 2 times, so I'm just pointing that out.
Thank you.
There you go. You're all done. Seat here, please, and the judge is right there on the screen. I'm sorry,
You're missing a file.
it's not advisable, but probably yes, it will have to ask the judge's permission.
Number 8.
And don't discuss the facts of the case whatsoever, because that's not
What
what
is your-
she's here for.
What is your full name, sir?
William L. Walston,
Mr. Wilson, you have 2 separate felony charges. One's a burglary 3rd degree and theft from May 15th of 2024. And then you have a separate one for burglary 3rd degree theft and attempted kidnapping from May 15th of 2024. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. Mr. Wilson, you also had a fugitive warrant for felony warrant for your arrest for charges involving aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument and aggravated assault resulting in temporary but substantial disfigurement. The case is from June 30th of 2024. I am going to quash the warrant, enter pleas of not guilty. County Attorney's Office, what is your recommendation regarding bonds?
Your Honor, in the first in time case, which both of the interim complaints listed the same May date. That first incident lists a report number for January 29th, 2024, and that's the incident involving the attempted kidnapping. For that incident, Your Honor, we're recommending a $20,000 bond because Mr. Walston does have 8 prior felony convictions. He pre-trial noted 3 or more violent convictions in his history. For the May incident, we are recommending a $15,000 bond because of the felony history. And for the June incident, in which it's alleged Mr. Walston used a machete and assaulted another individual, that person was injured, we're recommending a $50,000 bond.
And Mr. Kaler, just to let you know, the 2 interim complaints that are new, there's just 1 minute entry. So just want to let you know that. Oh, okay. All right, Ms. Lyon.
Your Honor, given that there are 3 separate issues, I'm asking the court to consider no more than $2,000 on each matter. I recognize that there are some serious allegations, and I recognize that Mr. Walston has a bit of a history, but we would ask you to consider that he has not got the financial means to post anywhere near $15,000, let alone $50,000. And ultimately, he does have the presumption of innocence at this point in time, since we have not yet had a trial. I would ask that you also consider that it looks like, according to pretrial, that a mental health assessment may be warranted, and we would ask that you consider allowing him opportunity to have that evaluation done through pretrial services. So $2,000 in each case plus pretrial services seems to be appropriate. And then in addition, he has asked me to, if he could speak. I recommended against discussing the facts of the cases.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you'll be able to speak to your attorney who's going to be from the public defender's office. They'll come visit you soon. With your new charges, your bond is set at $20,000. No contact with the victims. Don't go back to the incident locations. Possess no firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed. Your preliminary hearing is set September 5th at 1:30 p.m. Regarding a fugitive warrant case, your bond is set at $25,000. No contact with the victims. Public Defender's appointed. Your preliminary hearing is September 5th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in contact with you soon. Thank you.
So I can't say nothing?
If you'd like to say, make a statement, sir, about your
Yes.
condition, yes, go ahead.
About your release only. Ask her.
What is a fugitive warrant? Where is the fugitive warrant at?
It looks like they had charged you with, it's not a fugitive warrant, sir. It's actually a felony arrest warrant. It was for the aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon and an aggravated assault involving injury. That case was from June 30th of 2024. So they entered an arrest warrant for your arrest on those felony charges. Your attorney can explain more details of that case to you when they see you at the jail. Thank you, sir. Everyone's excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.